Hi, Facebook. It's me, Bridget. This is part three of my life story. Please remember this is my truth. It's not anyone else's truth. Everybody has their own story. But this is my truth, and I will only use first names, no last names. I will not defame anyone's character, but it's based on my life story and my truth. Okay, so we ended at where I finally got approved for my new place. I have a new car. And I have a new job. God is good. Um, at this time, now I'm preparing to move and leave my husband. The very next week, which is my going into my third week, where it will be 2 weeks waiting for my new place to be ready. My husband was coming home every day. Everything seemed to be kind of happy. I was cooking, cleaning. He was coming home every day, but we never ever talked about what happened. So I felt, oh, he never wants to talk to me about it. I feel like it's no need for me to come and talk to you about it. That's something you should sit me down and say, look, I'm sorry. This is what happened. We never discussed it. So I made up my mind if we're going to never discuss it, I'm never make changing my decisions on leaving. But I would never tell him I'm leaving because we never talked about anything. So if you're not talking to me about things, why should I talk to you about things? I'm going to continue to be the wife I will need to be for these very last days. So I continued to cook and he continued to go to work. But for some reason, he gave up that second job. That's what he said. I'm not going back to my second job. I'm sitting here like this man has amnesia. What second? In my mind, I'm like, what second job? Your second job was her. So I didn't feel like discussing it. I was too happy, too ready, too anxious. It was the longest week ever in my entire life. And I mean the longest week. So I decided I'm going to continue to be happy, get things done. So I always had that 1 hour before I go to work. And he would go, this time he was doing things with the kids and all that. But he had left out to go to the grocery store. And I said, every time he leaves, I'm going to start packing things that I know he normally don't pay attention to. They're going in boxes. And I know one thing he do not do is go in the kids' room and spend time with them like I do. I'll go in the kids' room and sit in their room and spend time with them. He doesn't do that. He might go in and say, dinner is ready. He might go in and say, come on, let's go. That's it. So I knew he would never go in there and look in those closets or under the beds and see boxes packed up, ready to go. And I said everything else that I really am taking, I didn't need to take the living room set. I didn't need to take anything else because my new furniture was coming. So I said, you know what? The pictures on the wall I bought. A lot of stuff in here I bought. Dishes and all that stuff. Everything I bought with my money. His money was just to pay the bills. I bought everything else. So I said things that are sentimental value to me, I will take. But I'm going to leave them on the wall wherever they are until the day I'm leaving. That means I'm going to leave him the bed. I'm going to, because I didn't want that bed anymore anyway. I felt it was tainted. So he can have the bed. I was going to leave him a dresser. I was going to leave him his recliner he loved and his big screen TV. The rest of the furniture that was there, my brother wanted it. So I was going to give him that. And because I told my brother what I was going to do. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to help you move or whatever. Just let me know. We're going to be there. I'm going to get some boys. We're coming. Move you. Don't worry about it. I said, okay. And I said, you can have that stuff because I bought it. But I will not take the things I know he used from day to day. Again, I was the one taking care of the house. He was just there. Yes, he paid the bills, but that's because I could not, in his eyes, work full time job. I couldn't work full time. He didn't want that. So I looked at it as a form of keeping me locked in. So anyway, as I move on in my story, the day came when I was able to get my keys to my new place. I couldn't believe it. And that particular day, I knew I was going to get my keys. So my brother knew to have three of his boys to come help me move my stuff that I did have. hidden under the beds and hidden in the closets and stuff like that. And my new furniture was going to be delivered to my new place, so I didn't have to worry about that. And I mean, it was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. Now, when I moved into my new place, I felt a burden. I don't know if anyone ever felt this. I felt a burden leave me. It's like something left my body. It left off of me. It's like it was stuck on me and it left. I physically felt it leave me. And at that point, when I felt that, I had so much peace in the world. God gave me what I asked for. He gave me a peace of mind. I couldn't believe it. It was the most ultimate feeling I had in my whole entire life. And when I felt it and when I knew exactly what it was, I said to myself, God, I will never ever again allow anyone to break my peace. Never ever again. And that was my promise to God. And till this day, I've never allowed it. So, as we move on, we're gonna get into the next because at this point, I already left my husband, took my kids. I had my new place, I had my new job, I had my new car, even though it has a scratch on it. But I didn't care about that. I had peace. I had a peace of mind. So what I did was the bunk beds for my kids. I put in the master bedroom. The furniture for the couch that I had, it was a bed couch. You can pull it out into a bed. So of course that's in the living room. That's where I would sleep. The kids, their bunk beds, they were 5 and 3. They would just be in the master bedroom with all their toys, a big room. They got plenty of space because it was only a 1 bedroom apartment. But it was beautiful to me. That day I moved in, I said, "Come on, we're going to the park." And I got their little bikes, and we went to the park. And when I sat there, I remember sitting in the grass, and something overcame me and said, "Look, Bridget, just look around you." And when I looked around, and you know what I seen? I seen the trees, the flowers. I seen the lake, the water. I seen animals moving around, little like squirrels and insects. I just seen things. And it opened my eyes, and I said, "Wow, this is life." And then when it opened my eyes, I said, "I'm so happy. Why am I so happy?" And God said, "Because this is the way it's supposed to be." I said, "I love this feeling." And I looked at my kids riding their bikes. They were so happy. And they have no clue what I just went through. They're too young to understand that. And I'm like, wow. From this day forward, I want to see my kids smile. My son, I could look at him and he would just smile at me for no reason. My daughter would just smile just because. And I said, you know what? We wasn't getting that back when I was with my husband. I'm never going back. So that day, I promised myself, I don't care how long it takes. I'll never be with someone that I'm unhappy with. And don't get me wrong, he's a very good person. He'll do anything for you. He has a great heart. It's just that our marriage just didn't work. But I was able to allow God to open my eyes. And when I did, I was at peace. So now that I have my peace, we're going to move on a little bit further in my life. I would say about, let's say a week once I moved out. I'm going to work now. I have my babysitter. Um, of course, it's the same babysitter I've always had, but she's so nice. Um, I decided I'm going to do something for the kids, and we're going to go like to North Carolina to see my parents. And then when I get down there, I'm going to tell them that what I did. Because my mom was a type of person, you work your marriage out, you stay, you don't leave your husband. But I just couldn't believe in that anymore because it's not like what I was used to as growing up. So this particular day, I would say I was at home. The kids were in the room getting ready for bed, and I hear a bang, 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 bang on my door, front door. Now I'm in my own place now. Who else could it be? So I go look out the peephole, and I see it's my ex. I'm like, Lord, how he find out where I live at? I'm like, oh my God, it has to be the babysitter. I said, why would she tell him where I live at? But I forgot they were very good friends anyway. He paid her, he always paid her on time. So I said, I'm not going to get upset about that. But he's banging at the door. And I was like, who is it? He's like, I want to see my son. Open the door. I said, I'm not opening the door. You need to leave. So I went right and got on the phone and called the police. So he's banging on the door. I see the police woo 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 pull up. I can look out the balcony and to see them out there. And then I noticed too when I called the police, see my property manager, she lives on the property. And anytime the police come around, she's gonna find out what's going on. That's just her. And I'm like, what is she out there for? So I just stayed in, and then when I heard the banging from the police on the door, that's when I opened the door. And the police came in, and they was like, "Oh, you all right, ma'am? You got your call?" I said, "Yeah, because I just left my ex-husband, and he's banging on the door, and my kids are going to sleep. He does not live here, and I want him to leave." He goes, "Okay, let me go talk to him or whatever." And as I was standing there, I see my property manager coming up the staircase, and she was coming in, and she said, "Bridget, you okay?" I said, "Yes, he found out where I live at." She said, "You know what? Do you want me to ban him from the property?" I said, "Well, I don't want him banned because he still need to come and see come pick up his son, but he'll never come inside. I would never allow that because we do not live together anymore. So I don't want him banned. I just want him to be told not to do this. To please call and communicate with me before he decides to come." So the police came back and said, "Man, we got him under control. He said he's going to leave. Do you want to press any charges, anything you want?" I said, "No. That's my son's father. No." I said, "But could you please tell him he needs to call me to things are different and call me to see when it's okay to pick up his son." And they was like, "Okay." He said, "Do you either one of you have full custody or custody?" I says, "No." I said, "Is that something I need to do?" He said, "No, but since you're the mother, the kids are with you. We're gonna leave it as that." I told him if he wants custody, he has to go to court and take that up with the court. And I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm not keeping him away from his son. I just don't want him here banging on my door." It's like, "Okay, we will let him know." So the property manager said, "Bridget, please let me know whenever you want him banned." I said, "No, I think he gets the point." So I went back in, went to bed, continued whatever. So he would call for about the next week. I didn't answer because I knew he's going to start arguing with me, and I'm not arguing with anybody. I did not do it when I left, and I'm not doing it now. So after a week or so, I answered the phone, and he was pretty reasonable. I couldn't believe it. And he said, "When can I come and get Cedric?" I said, "You can come get Cedric whenever you want, but I need to know when you're coming. There's no need to be coming banging on my door because I don't live with you anymore. You can have the place. You can do what you want. I left your stuff there. I didn't touch anything. I didn't take anything that was yours. So you can do whatever you want to do now. You're free." He's like, "Well, I'm coming this weekend to get Cedric." I said, "Okay, what time?" He said, like about 10 a.m. I said, "Okay, Cedric will be ready." So I went and told Cedric. Now he's 3 years old. And I said, "Cedric, your dad's coming to get you Saturday." And when I tell Cedric that, he gets so happy. He can't believe it. He just loves his father. And I was like, "Okay." He's coming to get you. So when Saturday got here, I made sure his little bag was packed, his lunch, and I was like, okay, just sit right here. Your dad should be here any minute, okay? And he was like, okay, just anxious. He couldn't wait. Got his little feet dangling off the couch. Couldn't wait. 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Come. And you know, I'm a person, I'm not going to chase, I don't chase a man. I don't do that. Your word's supposed to be bond. If it's not bond with me, at least be your word bond with your kids. But that wasn't the case. And I was like, Cedric, I don't think your father coming, so why don't you go ahead and go take a bath and get ready for bed? And you can see he looks so disappointed. So I tried to call Tim, he wouldn't answer the phone. So I said, Cedric, go ahead. We're gonna do something tomorrow anyway, me, you, and Alina. So don't worry about it. We're gonna go out. So when he took his bath, I said to myself, God, I'm not gonna ever do this again. I'm never gonna tell him he's coming until I know he's at the front door or see his car outside. And I'm at the point now I gotta make up for his disappointment. So tomorrow I gotta go do something with my son, even though I would have anyway. But I'm doing it because I know he feels very hurt. So I did what I had to do. We went out. We actually went down to Ronald Reagan National Airport, and we watched the planes land. So that's one of our favorite spots. We'll go and take a picnic basket and sit there. They'll take their bikes. I put their bikes in the back of my car, and we'll drive up there and just sit, and I just watch them ride around. We watch the plane. It's just nice. So I gave him a very nice outing. He forgot all about that. Um, as time went on, I'm continue to do my daily routine. I would say about a couple of months went by. Um, I think his father got used to that I wasn't there anymore. And he called. He said, I'm going to come and get him this time. I'm sorry about last. I'm coming to get him. I said, that's fine, but I'm not going to tell him. When you come to the door, I'll let him know you're here. So I had his little bag packed, ready, but I put it somewhere so he couldn't see it. And when his father came to the door, I was like, oh, Cedric, guess what? Your father here. He's like, really? All happy and stuff. I said, yeah, your father is here. Come get your bag here at the door. And I was like, when I opened that door, he is not stepping, not one foot up in here in this door. You can take him from the door and keep it moving. So it was a routine we had when we used to live together. Right by the door, we used to buy key holders and put them by the door. So when you come in, you can automatically just hang up your keys and keep it moving. So I was so used to that. So I had my key holder right there by the door, front door. And when I opened the door to let him take Cedric in his bag, out of nowhere, he grabs my keys off the key holder and takes Cedric. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes down the steps so fast with Cedric. And I'm running after him, like, why are you taking my keys? And I can remember I see him going outside, out the front door, and I'm running behind him. And he's taking my keys and throwing them all the way in the woods. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why are you doing it? He was like, go find them. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe. I just went back in the house because I had my daughter in there. I was like, you know what? Let me go get her dressed and I'm gonna go find my keys. I was like, okay, since he want to play that game, he's not, I'm not leaving my keys there anymore. I'm not doing that routine. So I just stopped doing stuff I used to do. Now after I found my keys and he finally called back after he had Cedric talking about when he's coming back with him and he's sorry. I was like, it's no need to be sorry. I found my keys. I was just glad I'm just not with him. I didn't care. So I was like, it's no need, whatever. I felt like I just got to deal with this crap, until my son get 18 or at least a little older. So this particular time, he came to get Cedric another time. This time he was a little better at it. So Cedric would go to the door. I go to the door, let him take Cedric. And he'd be like, okay, I'm sorry. I'll never do that again or whatever. And I was like, it's okay. But he started being real nice until I started dating someone. We're going to come back with part four because, like I said, my life story is going to be in many parts on my Facebook page. And because Facebook videos are limited on how long you can do a video, it won't upload if I go too long. This is my life story, so I don't care how many parts. But if you're more than welcome to start at one, two, and three, and I'll be back with part four. Bye.